Concentrate. Take in all that is around you. Let's go again.
I have reason to believe the Empire is still a threat.
We face another war. Let's begin.
AHSOKA talent. Anakin spoke highly of you.
Get ready. Nice trick. Got any more?
AHSOKA 2-episode premiere.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing the reported runtimes for the first 2 episodes of the AHSOKA Disney Plus series. We're gonna go ahead and hop right on into it. This has been something that's been recently floating around on the internet, here on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That being said, this is also something that's simply just rumored, so take it with a grain of salt. These episodes could be longer, or they could be unfortunately shorter, whatever the story and the overall narrative really requires. In this video, we are going to be taking a read from ScreenRant.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. As I read, the runtimes of AHSOKA episodes 1 and 2 have reportedly been revealed. The rise of streaming means episode lengths are no longer predictable, really. Once every episode was designed with a specific runtime in mind, now there's a much greater variation, with many studios deliberately producing shorter episodes to reduce the special effects costs. Episodes of Lucasfilm's The Mandalorian have been particularly short in the recent, especially with The Mandalorian Season 3, leading many to wonder just how long episodes of AHSOKA will really be. This report is coming from Cryptic HD Quality over on Twitter, or X. They have in the past reported on Star Wars projects and their runtimes for the episodes. They had actually been leaking or reporting on The Mandalorian Season 3 runtimes, and I want to say just about 90% of the time they were normally correct, and we were normally talking about them here on the channel. So very reputable, I think, when it does come to the runtimes for Star Wars projects. They don't just report on just Star Wars either. They're kind of all over the industry with other movies and even other shows on other platforms like Netflix, Hulu, or HBO. That being said, a generally reliable source when it comes to episode runtimes suggests that Lucasfilm was breaking that pattern. According to these reports, the first 2 episodes of AHSOKA, which is going to be releasing on August 23rd with its 2-episode premiere, will have these runtimes of having AHSOKA episode 1 clocking in around 54 minutes and 21 seconds and AHSOKA episode 2 clocking in at around 42 minutes and 15 seconds long, roughly. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is including the credits, which is tacking on an extra 5 minutes or so it's not the end of the world. It should be noted that this does suggest that there will be a significant degree of variation across the length of the show, so other episodes could be shorter or other episodes could even be longer. Comparably, 54 minutes long for an episode premiere for episode 1 of AHSOKA is honestly really great. The longest episode of The Mandalorian, which was the Dr. Pershing episode from season 3, features just around that timestamp of 54 minutes, and it didn't need to be 54 minutes, so seeing that the premiere episode of the AHSOKA series, it should be jam-packed and have lots to set up for what we're going to be seeing in the rest of the show. That's really what these first 2 episodes are really going to be serving as and for, as they will be releasing at the same time. So, when taking a step back, how does AHSOKA compare to the other Disney Plus TV shows, especially within the realm of Star Wars? Episodes of The Mandalorian have clocked in at between 30 and to 56 minutes long, meaning that AHSOKA's premiere already clocks in as comparable to The Mandalorian's longest episode, as I had mentioned. This means viewers will get to watch just short of 2 hours worth of new Star Wars content on August 23rd, almost like a mini Star Wars movie. How exciting. It's possible that AHSOKA will be more comparable to Tony Gilroy's Andor in the sense of its quality, which also clocked in between 38 to 57 minutes long with its episode lengths. It is really something I'm yet to discuss and talk about here on the channel, but man, the quality of AHSOKA looks beyond amazing. Maybe, dare do I say, better than the quality of Andor. It's definitely up there and is very compatible with that, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'll be discussing and talking about a little bit with that in a separate future video here on the channel. All the more more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. Dave Filoni's AHSOKA Disney Plus TV show has been produced using the Volume, VFX technology that should, in theory, keep costs under control. Meanwhile, AHSOKA is essentially the continuation of a story Dave Filoni has been telling since 2008, with beginning with Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated movie, and then continuing on into the animated show. So it's not really a surprise to imagine him having a lot of different ideas in the works, and much of a potential for setting things up for a future season 2 of the AHSOKA series, which is very well something that could happen. We've had multiple teases that we have discussed here on the channel. Check those videos out if you haven't already. For those of you that may be wondering if you have to have seen the animated shows to understand what's going on in the live action AHSOKA series, the answer to that, short and simple and sweet, is no. It's preferred though, however, I would highly recommend that you have watched Star Wars Rebels to the very least, which is 5 seasons of pure goodness. Trailers for the AHSOKA series have suggested a tremendous number of different plot points running through the show, from the quest to Grand Admiral Thrawn to Sabine's surprising Jedi training, meaning every minute of the runtime will surely be needed and will be filled with something to the brim. The AHSOKA series, as I have kind of mentioned here on the channel in and out of videos of that, it is going to be serving as the new world building show, quote unquote. As we saw with the Mandalorian season 2 and season 3, we were dealing with quite a few different characters. That's essentially what world building is. We had a lot of different main characters, arguably even at that were taking up screen time. Anyone from Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, Bo-Katan Kryze, Paz Vizsla, the Armorer, and everybody in between. There were a lot of different characters in The Mandalorian Season 2 and Season 3. What we saw with The Mandalorian Season 3 finale was a quote-unquote soft reboot of where we're getting things back to the basics of just Din Djarin and Grogu going off on adventures and seeing the rest of these other characters kind of follow through and follow out and living their happy ending of going back to their homeworld of Mandalore. So the question remains of where does that world building kind of story and narrative go for the rest of the Mandoverse, and I think that torch is being passed to the AHSOKA series, as we're going to be dealing with a number of different characters in the Ghost Crew and bringing all of those characters into live action and continuing on their stories after the events of Star Wars Rebels and after the events of the original trilogy. There's a lot to tell, and they're going to need a lot of screen time and a lot of runtime for these episodes to really go in dive full depth for all of these videos. Anyone from AHSOKA, Hera, Sabine, Thrawn, Zeb, Ezra Bridger. There's so many characters that we will be seeing in the AHSOKA series, and it's going to be jam-packed as this new world-building show. I can't wait for it. This here all being said though, however, the runtime for the first 2 episodes, simply rumored, take it with a grain of salt. It could be longer, it could be shorter. 54 minutes for the first episode and 42 minutes for the second episode. We're looking at a solid 2 hours-ish of the new Star Wars content coming to Disney Plus on October 23rd with the AHSOKA 2-episode premiere. Guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking.